technicians, skilled professionals who can come repair machinery at factories, and somehow we are reliant on the Chinese supply chain as well. So what do you think could be the meeting ground?
Good evening. Thanks, Parikshit, for getting me on this show. 3 points. One is, I think this meeting itself is one step forward in our efforts to normalize the relationship with China. Many people, when we signed that agreement on 21st of October 24, thought that that was the end of the story. But that was the beginning of the story, actually, of this India-China bilateral relationship. And so step by step, things are being moved forward. Initially, you found Prime Minister Modi and Mr. Xi Jinping meeting in Kazan. Thereafter, foreign ministers met. Then the special representatives, that is Mr. Ajit Doval and Mr. Wang met. And now, of course, Foreign Secretary has gone to meet for his own visit. So it is a step-by-step process. I think we are making a movement. If you look at the statement that has come out after the meeting from the Chinese side, it looks as if it is a little tentative kind of a step that is being taken forward. While Mr. Wang talked about 3 mutuals, he did not talk about mutual respect and mutual sensitivity and mutual interest, which our foreign minister has been putting across. And Mr. Misri has been quite cautiously optimistic in making the step forward in normalizing this bilateral relationship between India and China. On the second question of your the technicians, etc., coming in from China, I don't think there's been a problem in their coming in. I think selectively the visas have been given for those people to come in and operationalize the machinery, etc. So that is also being done in some form or the other. The industry, of course, wants more investments to come from China, but that I think we need to take it with a little bit of caution and see which all investments suit us, suit our requirements, and then take that step forward. I think this is the way I think we need to see this meeting.
We see the meeting. There are 3 concerns on the Indian side. Perhaps the top of it all right now is the China plan to build a dam in the Tibetan plateau, which could impact the flow of Brahmaputra into India. The second is resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra and also have border trade with China. So what do you think could be the implications of China building this dam, and what really are India's options here?
Actually, I'll answer the second question first. India doesn't have much of options here because China is the upper riparian state and they've not into any kind of river water sharing agreement with anybody. That is point number 1. Point number 2, on the dam itself, there are mixed signals coming out of China. Some people say it is going to be run of the river, in which case the water is not going to be stored. And some people say it is going to be a dam that is going to be built for diversion of water towards the north. In the first case, there's no major implication. The second case, if that happens, then you may find the water level in Brahmaputra getting affected a little bit. Because most of the water to Brahmaputra accrues from the Indian tributaries that flow into Brahmaputra. The second thing is the seismological issues that get involved in such a big dam coming in that area is going to be a bit of a concern. However, the Chinese have been saying that there's been no need to worry. They have done all the work, etc. But we'll have to wait and see as to how this thing actually comes up. On the Mansarovar Yatra, for 4 years it has been stopped. Now there are talks of it being revived. That could be one of the issues being discussed during Foreign Secretary's visit. We'll have to wait and watch as to how that progresses. On the third issue of border trade per se was not a major trade between India and China. It is a very minor kind of a trade. However, it helps the people on the border on both the sides. So to that extent, if the border trade starts up, it will be a little positive in that relationship towards normalizing. I think this is the way you need to see these 3 issues.
Right. So clearly, India is wanting some low-hanging fruit and some major policy issues to be sorted out and get some clarity on that as well as to how China wants to approach relations in the long term as well. Gen SL Narasimhan, always